without a fail. Always goes live with YouTube first. All right, everybody. I'm getting my show together because, as usual, I made some mistakes and said, oh, crap, I forgot about this. And, oh, crap, I forgot about this. So, once again, I'm scrambling to get stuff done before the show officially starts. And, you know, it's one of those kind of things. I'm always feel offended that people are like, God, that Porter can't get himself together ever. And I really can't. So just, you know, look, let's accept it. I'm going to be like this. It's okay for all of us, but I'm going to be like this. I'm going to be a little discombobulated for a little bit until I get myself together. But, you know, it will be a fun show as always. At least at a minimum, it will be fun. So let's look at all of our topics. Oh, I just thought about something we could talk about. Geez, I'm going to say it. I'm going to wait. Oh, yeah. All right. So, hey, Jason, what's going on? All right. So this one, I got to find the link for this one. It's a pain. Hey, James, what's going on? Oh. So, okay. So you're wondering, why does it seem that I'm always like, well, at least this week, I've been kind of discombobulated putting together stuff for the show. Let me tell you what's going on. So if anybody who doesn't know, I'm a huge fan of UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship. I like straight UFC. I'm that guy. I've always been that guy. I love fighting. I loved wrestling. Wrestling got kind of old because it got the storylines of T-game too cliche for me. So when UFC started getting really big in the early 2000s, I became a real big fan. I've always been a big fan. So I usually watch like all the shows and all the stuff. So boom. Flash forward to about, I thought a couple months ago, I bought an Xbox for myself to use, just something to kill some time and just do some fun stuff. So I bought UFC 2, the combat game that I thought looked cool, and my God, it's awesome. So I've been playing a lot of UFC, including where I just signed on now to play online against other people. Before I was playing with playing myself, my own home, my own personal thing. But now I'm going out on the internets and just, doing stuff that you should be doing on the internet when you're doing fighting games, and I'm loving it. And now in my head, I keep thinking, I have to go back to that game. I have to go back to that game. I have to go back to that game and see what happens. See what has happened is I've created some kind of weird addiction between me and this game. So here we are with this game and me thinking about it like crazy. So that's what I'm thinking about today. I mean, yeah, it's comic book day, and I'm sure comic book day is lots of fun, but right now I'm just like, oh my God, man. It's dude, I can't think straight. I'm thinking about fighting. I'm thinking about punching people in the face. So what does that say about me? There you go. So there you go. Today we're going to talk about comic books, of course. We have some comic books, but I want to start out with a little more fun since we talked about my video game addiction. I'll tell you something fun. Let's start with something really fun. First and foremost. If you haven't seen this yet, I'm really kind of surprised. I'm just going to throw some in the notes as I go. After yesterday's video fiasco, I've learned my lesson. I'm just going to start commenting as I go. This trailer that's come out for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it is a trailer teaser, or a teaser trailer, or depending how you say it. All it did was convince me, like, I knew I was going. There wasn't even a question of, I wonder if I'm going to see this movie. It's like, okay, of course I'm going to go see it. And now they've given me another trailer that I was like, wow, I can't wait to see this. Even the small little moments they showed. I mean, even with the hug, it was just like, oh, that was perfect. That was so perfect. And oh my God, jeez. Yeah. Oh yeah, James. Yeah, video games are all about killing time. You ain't kidding nobody. So I thought that was an awesome trailer. That's how it should have been. It got me interested. I'm sure Doctor Strange will have the full trailer or something, to get you all excited and in the whole deal. I get it. So. Yeah, I mean, boom, I was excited before, I'm excited now. Not really a big excitement difference. So there you go. So that's how that went. What else is on the list? Talk about that. Okay, so let's get right into comic books. So, because James just asked this. Geez, James, really, you have I'm sorry, Jason just asked this. Geez. Yes, I did pick up the Pathfinder comic book, Worldscape. It's kind of rude since we had Eric Mona on. I think it'll be nice for us to at least pick it up. I literally picked it up, and I haven't even cracked it open. I have not cracked open any of my comic books today. I bought them, and some stuff came up, of course, in real life. And now I'm actually cracking it open for the first time. I'm actually looking at people's names I know. There's a name I know. There's another name I know. Like I said, there's another name I know. It's just, looking through it. And this is kind of a throwback. Not this comic, but this idea that I've really, really been a huge fan of, and I wish they would do more of this. I just think this is a cool idea. You have a comic book, and then dun, 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 you put stats in it for the comic in your book. Was it not Champions did it? Villains and Vigilantes. Good Lord, if I can find this, I'll be impressed. Villains and Vigilantes comic book. And it was done by Kamiko, if I'm... Boom. It was done by Kamiko. Look at that. Oh, Porter, did you get it? Okay, I got the images for it, so that tells you how old I am already. And let's see if I can find it on Wikipedia, what makes it even funny. Yeah, it kind of is like Dragon in Reverse. So Villains and Vigilantes is an old superhero game from way back in the day. They made a comic book series that came out. Oh no, not that. That's not a comic book. That's a comic book. By Eclipse. And Eclipse is a very old comic book company that went out of business in the mid '80s. And Villains and Vigilantes came out, and what they did was kind of cool. It was basically using characters from the game, and they made basically Death Duel of the Destroyers was based off. That was the adventure that came in the thing, in the comic. It was kind of a spin-off of that. So it made it kind of cool that you could play the characters you saw in the comic books. Very Marvel, very DC-ish. What made it also cool is they put the stats for the characters in the comics, which I'm like, oh, that's brilliant. Because if I play the game, I want to know what the stats are like. I want to know it. And like even in the old movie, that just happened to just add maybe reminded me, they even put the character stats in ads back then. And this is such how it is. This is an old Dragon magazine ad I'm looking at here. It's black and white. And Shatterman, that was one of the main characters. Yes, that was his name, Shatterman. I didn't say they were good names. They're just names. They put the stats in there. And I was like, oh, that's brilliant. Because if you're a fan of comic books and you want to play it and you want to wish you could have it in your game, well, now here are the stats. So with Pathfinder doing stats in the book, I'm like, brilliant. They should always do stats in the book. And this one, since I know that a lot of people probably already heard this already, but I wanted to show people. I can get this thing open. But of course, the She-Devil Ranger archetype. And this is what Eric Mona was talking about a couple weeks ago. I'll show it down here. You really can't see it that well, I know. Sorry, just do what it is. And up here, boom. And Eric wrote it up. And I'm going to check it out and see what's going on here. Because I think it's interesting. And and there's 2 new feats. Oh, 2 new feats. You gotta like when they give you 2 new feats and a whole new archetype. So that's a win-win. And that's what I went with that. So like I said, and none of the stuff I've read today, so don't be surprised. Number 2, all new X-Men. A lot of people always ask, like, why do you read that book, Lewis? That doesn't seem like a book for you. Now, normally I'd say this isn't a book for me. But I buy this book for 100% one reason, and total, not even trying to fake it. Mark Bagley is the artist on this. I've been a fan of Mark Bagley since he first appeared in the scene. Let me tell you. Oh, yeah, I got him in the corner. Boom. Hi-ya. Look at that. You see that? I didn't have to really look, but I looked. This is, I guess this is technically his second big book he did. Mark Bagley did the first book he jumped on was Strike Force Mutari, which was this book was based off, and I'm molesting that last part. Oh, this is a better cover. So you can see. See, you guys can see. That was the name of the original book. Ugh. And then it spun off into these 5 lovely trades that came. I don't call them trades. I call them prestige format comics. And I see first paying Marvel gig. Let me show you up here. So I've always been a big fan of this for a long time. So it's like anything he does, I usually pick up. I didn't pick up the Spider-Man run, not because I didn't like the Spider-Man run. I just thought, what's his face, who was writing it, is not my favorite writer. So I'm like, oh, I really don't like him. Jesus. Plus, I have a problem of paying for books for stories that I kind of already know the story of it. I don't want to rehash things I've already seen. Give me new stuff. I don't like. Hence, I don't like them restarting books constantly. Don't restart a book. Do the story. Move on to the story. That's how it works. So there you go. So yeah, so that's why I bought All New X-Men. And I got I like the Beast. I like the Beast as the human-looking Beast. Don't get me wrong, I love the furry Beast, but I love the furry Beast in the Avengers. I don't like the furry Beast in the X-Men. I think they don't play him the right way. You know, he's one of the guys who's incredibly smart, incredibly funny. When I started reading comic books, I was a big fan of the Beast because he and Wonder Man were like best friends, and I always thought it was a really cool relationship. And they always kind of put that in the Avengers. They never talked about it in the X-Men, which I thought was very odd. You know, I mean, they were always going to be great, great friends. I was like, why can't Wonder Man do more stuff like this? Why can't Wonder Man do, you know, that kind of stuff? So I thought Wonder Man was a cool character. Still do. Oh, and yes, James, I didn't ask you. What's wrong with the name Shatterman? If you got to ask that question, you don't know. So I'm gonna leave it on alone. Leaving that alone. That's a piss poor name for a superhero of any caliber. Shatterman, come on, Shatterman. And the costume. If you saw the costume, you'd understand why I'm like, holy cow. So with that, finally, of course, to be so cliche, I picked up Doctor Strange. I've been picking up the new Doctor Strange because of Jason Aaron writing this. I didn't know anything about Jason Aaron before I started writing Thor, and I told you because I thought he was a great Thor writer. I was like, okay, I'll pick up his Doctor Strange. I'm an older school Doctor Strange fan. During the Roger Stern years, that's when I really got into it. So yeah. So I I just really got into it and I really liked it. And I've always been like jumping back on Doctor Strange, you know, whenever something new comes out and like check it out. So this has been going kind of interesting. I like the idea. I love the artwork. Chris Pachalo has been doing the artwork and a beautiful artwork job. So I've really been enjoying that a lot. So, you know, that's kind of a win-win for me. You know, I get to do cool stuff like that, and that's kind of cool. But comic books should be fun. I mean, and relatively inexpensive, but they never are relatively inexpensive. They just become more expensive. And again, and I'm on that whole kick of, you know, why comic books are expensive. Why am I paying for them with, and why am I paying like $4 for a book that's so short? They're cutting out pages. You know, this goes back to I have a couple issues with it. I really do. I don't understand why comic books are not getting better. I mean, look, the technology in the place we are, printing has taken a great strides. You know, PDFs are a normal place. You know, that kind of stuff is just normal. You know, getting things digitally is a way to go. And they want to print books, which I get. I get why they want to print books. I understand the need for them. But why are they so expensive? And I know why they're expensive because they really don't, because they're not selling like they used to. You know, when I was a kid, you know, Captain America sold about 250,000 copies a month. You know, Captain America, which was not a super duper title. I mean, it was a good title, but, you know, it's Captain America, you know. And then you flip and see like X-Men. I mean, they were just ridiculous, you know. They were just ridiculous sellers. And then you get books that like, you know, medium tier books like Dazzler. Dazzler would get, or Defenders would get 80 or 90,000 in sales. And now if you get 20 or 30,000 sales, everybody's clapping like, oh, it's amazing. Got 30,000 in sales. Oh, that's so impressive. And I'm always like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You've increased the price, but decreased the people reading it. So if you're decreasing the people reading it, eventually it's going to reach zero. So how do you get people to stop, you know, doing the dumbest things? And oh, the other part, do I even have one here I can show you that just drove? Oh my God, I saw it today and I wanted to punch him in the face. So I was going to pick up Black Panther, and then I looked at it and I was like, God no! I gave Black Panther like 5 issues, and within 5 issues it didn't go anywhere. I'm like, I'm off this book, and I like the Black Panther like a lot, but I was like, I don't want to spend money on things that don't go anywhere. And people were like, oh, it's such a great book, it's so phenomenal. I'm like, no, sorry, nope. I mean, I read Phenomenal Black Panther. I mean, you know, I read the Chris Priest run. You know, that is amazing. That's some amazing stuff. And in 5 issues, and hell, in 1 issue, I got a guy who basically accidentally sold his soul to the devil. I mean, and it only gets crazier from there. Sorry, sold his pants. Sorry, sold the soul for a pair of pants. You got to read. It's crazy. And so it's like, and that was in 1 issue. And it's like, holy cow, this is crazy. And it was crazy. But, you know, by the 6th issue, I was already hooked. I was like, I couldn't get out of this book. It was very hooked. The same kind of effect kind of happened with Captain America and the Falcon, the one that Chris Priest did. There were some interesting ideas that were done there, and then that book just, wow, it was just not a good ending. You know, it actually it wasn't even a good ending. It's just the book didn't know where it wanted to go. I don't think Marvel knew where it wanted to go. Yes, James, I understand. It is important. You can ask a question. Yes. Shattered Man is not a good name. First of all, I'm usually against names where man isn't attached to the name. That only deviates in certain places. Wonder Man, Iron Man, okay, that's kind of obvious. Amazing Man, I've never liked that name, but I understand that, and it's an ugly costume. He's always put him in. I never said that either. Like yellow and green. Oh, those are horrible costumes. The only time yellow and green ever looked good in the costume, and that was gold and green, and that was on Geoforce of the Outsiders, Batman the Outsiders, and that kind of made sense. But he went from a brown to a green, so I get where that's going. But oh my god, usually those colors are ridiculous. So man isn't a good. I'm not so man. I like Captain America, Batman, Superman. I don't need this. The only time that I agree that you can have descriptive names like that is in the Legion of Superheroes, and even there, I don't even like the guys. Most of the guys with the names of man, except for like Chemical King didn't. Most Invisible Kid, Ultra Boy is still one of the ones I've always liked. But it's got a cool power set and kind of cool restriction. But like Wildfire, #1. Yeah, Wildfire's still the best name. What's the Quizlet? A Quizlet. Another, I like people of Starman, Starboy, Monel. I want you to have a name. I don't want to be like so man, because eventually you're going to grow up. Robin the Boy Wonder only sounds good when he's wearing little tight green shorts. When he's Robin the grown man, it's kind of like, why are you wearing those tights on, boy? What's up with that? Get a new nickname. And did he become Robin Man? No, he said, I'm going with Nightwing, because Nightwing sounds badass. Batman, okay, he's a Batman man, I get it, but I'm just gonna let that one go. That's all about naming, so that's a cool thing. So yeah, so also something else I noticed in the comic book industry I thought was very, very, I'm not gonna use the word weird, but it's very weird. You'll see why in a second. So I'm looking at books, I'm going through the books I want to buy, and I look usually at Marvel. I looked at Marvel first to find out what I was interested in. And I noticed that Marvel released 24 books today. I'm like, oh, okay, it's pretty good. And then I said, let me see this. Let me count all the books that have a female lead. And I kind of like books that have females in prominent lead roles. But I mean, either there was the name of their book or it was a majority of women in the book. So I counted out of the 24, 8 books that came out this week had female roles in the leads. I was like, wow, that's a lot of books. And as you see, I didn't pick any of them up. So you can call me sexist all you want. Some of the books, they're not good. Case in point, A-Force. I think A-Force was a piece of garbage when initially was a concept thought of. I think it was bad that they tried to do it, make it interesting. It's called the Avengers for a reason. If you want to make a female Avengers team, just give them a female Avengers name, or just call them the Avengers and just have women on them. You don't have to call them A-Force. And the people they picked on the team, a lot of them weren't even Avengers. So it's like, we're just slopping people on, giving them the name and Avengers. So you can make movies of them, and that's the plan. Which I'm like, great. Now the marketing team has taken over the development of the creativity. Yeah, I never want to see that. I work in marketing. I know what happens in marketing. We're like insane. So never, ever, 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 ever let marketing take over the creative, because that's not their job. Their question is to pay attention and do cool stuff and make cool ads. Don't ever let them say, I have a great idea. We should tell this story. Shut up. Go sit in the corner. Don't do any thinking. I'm being creative. You just make stuff I look awesome. Just do that. Don't worry your pretty head about the creativity. That's my job. So that's the focus. That's what the focus should be. But apparently with Marvel, they have not figured that part out. Marvel decided they're going to let all these creative guys design our books, so I'm looking over books, and there's only 2 black books, and I didn't see this. Now that I realize, I didn't see Sam Wilson's Falcon, which I get the idea, but it doesn't really excite me. Once again, Sam Wilson Falcon, Sam Wilson Captain America, which is another reason that drives me crazy, because the Falcon is not the Falcon. He should be the Falcon, or you give him the costume, still call him the Falcon. I don't think he needs to be Captain America. And give Steve the shield back. Give the Falcon a much cooler shield, or a new shield, or a vibranium shield, which they have floating around the Marvel universe that no one's doing anything with. I mean, like, and that horrible shield they made for Cap. I don't even know who thought of that. That guy should be fired. See, his creativity is just stupid. But I'm sure marketing was involved with that. Captain America needs a new shield, because that would help us sell books. I can see that speech already happening. So whatever. See, now I've gotten on a tirade. I just lost my train of thought there for a second. But it's like, I'm looking at the books, I'm looking at the stuff, and I'm like, okay, two books focused by black men. Okay, that's good. 8 books by women. Okay, that's pretty good. The rest are predominantly male-focused, male-oriented books. And a lot of those weren't good either. Don't kid yourself. I mean, it's just a lot of bad books. And I'm just looking like, why are there so many bad books? And I think it's the combination of bad writing with bad art. Because look, everybody knows I'm an art snob. I've never denied that ever. I'm an art snob. I like art a certain way. Art should be a certain way. And you should not be doing crappy art on really expensive books. Because, I mean, let's not kid anybody. Look. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, $3.99. On the X-Men, $3.99. World's, I don't even know. That's actually how crazy I am. I don't even know the price of these books. I'm just buying them. Is there a price in this book? Oh, there it is. $4.99. See, boom. I just buy books. I don't price. I don't need to worry about price. And then you go to DC. $2.99. But like I told you before, DC took some pages out. And it's like, holy cow, you took pages out? You thought I wouldn't notice? You thought I wouldn't notice. Other people didn't notice. I noticed. I'm not falling for those tricks. I go back to the same problem. I say again. Every book should be, 40 pages. And the 40 pages, you do a 22-page story, traditional comic book size, and then you do another 8-page story. So that leaves you with 10 pages to do whatever ads you want to do. And, it's like, dude, it's like, come on. This is not difficult. This could be done very easily and very reasonably. But, no one wants to do newsprint because newsprint isn't cool. Shut up. Newsprint will probably cut the cost in half. And if they were smart, they'd cut the cost in half. Comic books, I hate getting on the soapbox because I constantly get on the soapbox and it drives me crazy. But this is just, I'm going to get on the soapbox. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to be on a soapbox to just understand what's going on here. Comic books cost way too much for the level of entertainment that I'm getting from them. I've said that from day one. I don't believe comic books should cost more than $2. One of the ways to cut the cost of comic books is to go to a different type of printing style. The printing that we do now is a slick, very heavy paper, relatively speaking. If they went to a newsprint, which is a very cheap paper, you can print the books at an incredible reduced price. The problem is most printers are like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. Newsprint isn't a big money maker unless you buy in massive bulk. The question / problem is they can't sell in massive bulk. The problem is the books are too expensive. Look, when a mother, so like I said, I just bought 3 comic books. 3 comic books, $13. And my argument goes again: single mother, 3 children, not going to spend $13 on comic books. Congratulations, you just, ta-da! And that's the problem. That's the biggest problem. I'm a single father with 1 child, and I start a comic book company. Jason, do you know that I've been starting a comic book company for the last umpteen years? I got a name for it. See, now you're taking me to divergency. All right. Just in case you didn't know, I'm going to pop up my folder. I have a certain file in a certain place that I keep, that I update regularly about what I'm going to do in the future and stuff like that. One of the big things I had on there, geez, that moved around a lot. I have a entire universe. Yeah, laugh all you want. You're going to see this is going to be amazing. I have an entire universe I've built for the comic book series I'm doing. The comic book series is basically called Amazing Comic Book Enterprises. It's spelled ACE. So let me give you this has never been. I don't think I've told anybody this. Well, I've told people this, but I don't think I've actually told people this. So you can check this out. All right. So I basically broke it down. I'm like, all right, the setting itself is very much built in the concept of, look, superheroes will be killed off. It's very much think of Marvel Universe if Civil War had been won by Iron Man, and this is like back in the 20s is established. So superheroes are government agents and they work, and they're renegades, of course. There always be renegades, but the main superheroes are government guys, and they go to specific schools, they get trained at specific colleges, and they get specific schools. So they training, and after, depending, it's either 10 or 20 years, depending on where you serve, you can go out into the real world and they'll change your name, give you a whole new ID. You can become your own person. You can use your powers or not. But if you're not going to work for them or even work freelance, they give you a drug to basically suppress your abilities. So there you go. And so the main superhero group is called Strike Force. Real simple. and everyone's labeled by a Greek alphabet. Like the main group is called, the main members are Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Epsilon, Zeta, Eta, Theta, and Iota. But I'm still going to change this around because I got to add like 2 more people. And I've got the superheroes, what they do, So like all the people who are Alpha, it's just like a history of characters. And they're currently on Alpha number 14. Alpha number 13 was this female who just retired. She was like the mother of the group. Everyone loved her. Super powerful, super strong, dominant woman. Boom. And she just retired. She retired, I think, as a lieutenant colonel. The guy before her, Alpha 12, retired as a colonel, well respected. He's their Captain America. And it's like everyone reveres him. So, and he's retired. He's old. He's like, I'm out of this. You young kids do this. And so, so he's much older than the rest of the people. And then they're christening a new Alpha who's learning stuff, while Beta and Gamma are 2 twins. And I did this on purpose on a previous thing. One of the twins is black and one of the twins is white. And all the Strike Force superheroes are genetically engineered clones. They originally started with some DNA. They built them, and they made these people. And because superheroes get killed, things happen, they recycle and make new bodies. So it's basically, they save the memories, implant the memories into the new person. The new person thinks, oh my God, I've been killed. No, let me explain to you what happened. Oh, okay, boom. And they get in the whole thing and they become superheroes, ta-da. Until they get to a point where they're like, okay, we want to build a whole new, like we want to make an advancement in this group, say like alphas, and we're going to add these abilities to them. So we're going to stop making this version, number 12, and then make version number 13. So that's how you progress the characters. While the name also implies specifically things you do. Alpha, you're the leader of the group. All the betas and gammas are energy projectors. I can't remember which one. One of them is an energy projector, one of them is a force projector. And the twin brothers, and they dislike each other, but they're brothers. And then, so we tied that all in. So we built that whole stuff like that. And then, by the way, my comic book mindset has already broken it down to it works very much like this. We basically have 4 different genres we specifically focus on: traditional comic books, fantasy, science fiction, crime, espionage. And we have books for each one of those. And the book for Strike Force is traditional superhero stuff. We have Alpha, a standard, and this is how I also break it down. This is the part I forgot to mention. There's a group book, there's a standard superhero female, standard superhero male, standard superhero team book. So in this iteration, it's Strike Force, Alpha, which is the standard superhero female book, and there's 2 more. We need a standard hero male and a standard teen book, which will probably be coming soon. Twilight Inc. is our science fiction line. Twilight Inc. is very much like the Fantastic Four plus the Challenges of the Unknown. Actual science fiction, actual kinds of stuff like that. The original idea that I came up with it is that I thought I was going to, and this was going to be a Marvel idea. Reed Richards' sister was going to open up her own business called Twilight Inc. And she was going to go and recover and be an explorer, be like the Fantastic Four used to be. Explore and do these things and collect these scientific things and sell them and do that. And that was the whole purpose. And what I thought would be kind of cool was she was going to have the She-Hulk, because she's a lawyer, be her law actually on the ground with them, so she doesn't worry about her being hurt. But she was going to have a personal bodyguard, and her personal bodyguard was going to be the Absorbing Man, which is still one of my favorite villains of all time. So so I kind of did the exact same thing in Twilight Inc. for Amazing. So we had that kind of still set up. And so they have a team, and most of the people on the team are legitimate, like PhDers. So you have like a Dr. Tempest, he has abilities, Dr. XXX, Professor XXS, Professor. So you do like that. And that's the sci-fi group. The standard sci-fi female teen book is a book called Jet Black. And this is the last thing I'm going to tell you before I get out of here, because geez, I know it's so late. Jet Black basically works, it's very simple. It is kind of Spider-Man, but in a new twist. This father and son are these big scientists. They're making all this cool tech. The father makes this cool nano-based suit for his son, and the suit apparently looks like the son. Something happens to the son. The son gets killed. The stand still look like the son, but they get attached to this girl, black girl, who basically absorbs them into her skin. She becomes this new superhero. The thing is, when she's the superhero person, she looks like she's a white male. And we're talking like a teenage, like she looks like he's a white, 20s-ish male. But really, it's a teen black female in the costume, in the suit. So we're on top of that whole thing of like, I'm being a girl and I'm black and I'm playing this thing and this guy who will look like his son, and so it's all kinds of stuff like that. That's why I've been working on Jet Black for a long time. It's got a lot of just very, very Spider-Man-ish things to it. If you like Spider-Man, if you like Static, it's that kind of feel. It's that teen book. I thought it was very good. Okay, I'll finish this up real quick. Hex Strike Black is our military urban group. Basically, when you can join when you graduate college, you can either go to Strike Force and become a superhero, and yay, or you can do some time in the military, and then you can get basically recruited by Hex Strike Black, and you become a covert ops agent. So it's all superheroes and covert ops, and it's all spy stuff. But it's not like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I think like, well, if you're superheroes, should be superheroes, but these guys aren't superheroes. They're spies. They're going to act like spies. So that's how that whole build is done. So there's that. With that, there's another book called Cross. I've been writing Cross for the last 30 years. And basically the whole premise of Cross is this guy's family are all superheroes, and this guy wants nothing to do with superheroes. Like the tagline for the book is like, if being a superhero is in my blood, I'll get a transfusion. So that's his whole mindset. And then we have Miss Tech, which is our female mystery fantasy book. It should be pretty well. That one I've been working on that one a long time. It's actually apart from another book that I've been developing. So once again, I'm doing other stuff or developing other stuff. It's kind of cool, but I enjoy it. Then yeah, I can tell you this stuff if I can see it. It's right in the way of the phone. All right. So basically, the plan was always we're going to do one big comic book, an 80-page book, and release it. These 80 pages, but there'd be like 4 stories in this thing. 80 pages, 4 stories, and then you do it for a year. You tell entire year's worth of stuff. So it's like 6 months and 6 months. So you get 2 like trades. Once the time's up, you've read through the entire year. People have read it. We're gonna have them vote on which one they like the best. Out of the 3 out of the 4, the 4th one, we say forget about it. We're not gonna do it. The other 3 get promoted. They get their own comic book. And then you do the same thing again for the next year. So the first year, it's the big 80-page book with the 4 big comic books. Whatever 3 come out of that, boom. They become the actual comic books for next year. The 80-page book talks about a different genre. So if it's whatever, and then we do 4 more books. We see what's important. We see what the people like. And that's how you do it. The 80-page book becomes like our testing ground. Also for new writers and new things and new ideas. You can do it right there. So that's the purpose of that. Also, of course, stealing this from Marvel, because I've always been a big fan. Well, Marvel and DC. There'll be like amazing team-ups. It'll be a bi-monthly book, 30 pages, 1 story with one of the first-tier heroes. So like one of the Batman, Superman, that level hero. There'll be an amazing double threat, bi-monthly, 2 stories of the second-tier characters. So, like Nightwing's, who's a good second-tier? Like Nightwing, Hawkeye, War Machine, that kind of stuff. Then we did Amazing Presents, which we get new writers and artists to try stuff out. And then so I got to see about the thing. That's 80 pages. That's the tryout book. And then Amazing Showcase. So we get that. That's my favorite. That's when you get like the top tier guys, the high level guys, and you get them to write their own stories about your stuff. So that was the plan. So like I said, I've been working on this for years. Just it's developing. I'm writing. I'm putting stuff together. I'm getting there's a bad guy group. We have a big bad guy who's pretty awesome. We have a whole team of guys why they work the way they do, and I've written it all in here and put it on paper. So I'm going to do it one day when I get enough money, and I can get a couple artists that I trust that I know won't flake out and stuff like that. But it is what it is. It's my long-term project. It's something I love to do. All right, that's it tonight. See how it happens. You go to comic books. We talk about all kinds of crazy stuff and stuff I can't talk about yet, but it's good to know that I'm still working at stuff. I'm not just sitting at home goofing off. All right, everybody. You have a good evening. Tomorrow will be Thursday. I'm sure we're going to find some cool list of things that you probably haven't known before that I'll talk about with love and adoration. I say adoration? Not close enough. All right. I will talk to you all later.